Look, there's a lot of questions going around right now, like, why does Wolf have a mustache? Why is Wolf opening up Pokemon cards all of a sudden? Hey, cool, shiny Pikachu. Why do I have so many of these little Hardee's Adult Swim things, and yet none of them are Frylock? Also, why is it taking so long to build my game room? Is it because I'm lazy? Well, none of those questions matter, because right now, we can finally answer the one question that does matter, and that is, does Nintendo do what Genesis does? Genesis did Nintendo do what Genesis couldn't because now Nintendo is with Sega. Does Nintendo do what Sega didn't? Sega didn't. So did Nintendo make a better Sega controller than did Nintendo make a better Sega controller than Sega made? Cause they can't. Did Nintendo make a better controller? Because currently Sega can't. Oh, because I'm still getting my game room together and don't have my desk built. This is what we got: crappy lighting and cardboard box. But hey, let's just see what this thing holds. Once again, very cool, really nice box. It's not chipboard, but it's sturdier than the flimsy stuff. It has switch online on the side, which is so weird to see this Nintendo branded Sega Genesis. God, this is so strange to me. But we love it. Anyway, okay. Here's the controller itself. We'll look at that in a second. Looks like there's something else in here. Yep, just a regular charging cord. It's the Nintendo branded ones, which are a little bit nicer, pretty long. No power brick, but pretty simple. Pretty simple kind of setup here. And let's look at the controller. So looking at the picture on the outside, I think this is like the original ones, and it is, where the buttons have the red on them. Feels really good. Start button, ABC, D-pad feels good. This is cool here, so USB-C charging. Let me turn where you can see it better. We got the home button and the share button and mode. So I'm assuming this is what you'll probably press to pop up that menu that lets you rewind and all that. And the sync button's on the back. So yeah, pretty simple controller. Let's kind of test it out and see how it performs. Sega! So one thing that's really cool with this is the sound effects change when you have the Genesis going on. You can look in the top corner at my gamer pick. You see the Sega controller up there, and these sound effects are quite fun. But anyway, I actually got to play with this a little bit because I realized that my recording setup was downstairs instead of up. But I'm going to show you a really great game that illustrates how great this controller works with this. And that is Contra Hardcore. If you've never played this, this game is like 90s 2'd, like, oh my god, incarnate. So let's go ahead and get it going. Anyway, so a couple things to note here. The mode button is what brings that up, and if you hold the mode button, that's how you rewind. So, easy as that. If we're playing this game, you know we're playing the werewolf with sunglasses. Get out of here. You know, we don't need to see this. When I say this game is 90s 2'd, look at how it just starts. Just, oh my god. Yeah. Fucking boom, what's up? Oh, this game is so good. So good. Ooh. Everything blows up. Oh, look at that. It tells you how to rewind so you don't get killed. So you can see rewinding is super easy. Whatever, I don't care anymore. Yeah, controller works. I mean, you can't really mess up a 3-button controller. But, you know, it works really well, especially with this game. This game is just super fun, like I said. Oh my gosh. The power-ups are all outrageous. I don't even know what's going on half the time with this stupid game. It's just freaking crazy. I'm just a werewolf wearing cool guy sunglasses with a Gatling gun. Yeah, you did. What are you gonna do? It's a freaking game. The music is what really ramps it up for me. But oh no. No. We're not losing that power up. I'm sorry. Okay, one further. Look at that. Oh gosh, dang it. See you later. Knock on a whole building, why not? So you can super duper cheat your way into victory. But yeah, on the whole, very, very good game to play with this controller. Let's go ahead and switch to something else then. So Castlevania Bloodlines, if you never played it, is another... It's so weird. Like, usually, on the whole, I would say that, personally, growing up with the Super Nintendo had the better games. But there are a few choice games that were definitely really cool on the Genesis. You know, like Castlevania 4 is awesome, but this Castlevania Bloodlines is very awesome as well. Especially because you can play as this character who is a very cool chap. Cool game though. You know, of course, with Genesis does what Nintendo don't. I mean, look at the blood down there. Well, pretty neat. Yeah, like watch what happens when you in this game. If you never played this game, check out what happens when you start killing monsters. I mean, look at that. Like, come on, it's so freaking cool. This is what we all dreamed of as kids. Yeah, this game is so slick. But once again, the controller works really, really well for it. Everything just feels right, which I don't think, you know, is really a possibility of not being the case, right? Because, I mean, how do you mess up a 3-button controller? You know, once again, I'll kind of say it, like a lot of people were saying that, you know, this online service is not great because of the 64, which is what everyone wanted, arguably. But it's just, the Sega stuff is not to be, you know, forgotten, because it plays really well, and very good games on here. Like, you know, the Genesis collection that exists has a lot of these games, but there are some really good games that are not on that collection. You know, I know Musha, which, you know, I haven't played yet. I just know that's a very expensive game that I've never myself played. So I'm actually looking forward to check that out. I don't want to check that out on the video because, like, you know, it's a game I haven't played, and I want to actually sit down and like kind of experience it and enjoy it rather than, you know, try to work around and edit and stuff. So, but anyway, like I said, on the whole, I think this controller is really great. It is pretty expensive though, and there are other alternatives. Look at this stupid guy. Other alternatives that, you know, should not be, you know, looked down upon just because this one is, you know, actually Nintendo branded. But hey, this is kind of what I think about this guy in general. So funny thing, I was super on the fence of even buying this anyway, because I mean, you know, Japan got the way far superior $60 version. Plus, it's not like it was very cheap, and there are other ways to play with Sega controllers on your Switch anyway, but it's one of those things where it's like, you know, I got this one, I got the 64 one, which, you know, obviously wasn't in this video, you know, because it hasn't arrived in the mail yet. I don't know why this one came first, but that's besides the point. Yeah. On the whole, though, like, no one's talking about the Sega games on this Switch expansion. Everyone's just complaining about the 64 games, which, you know, everyone's going to have their own point of view and their own thoughts on it, and I'm not here to do that right now. But I will say that the Sega games are phenomenal. Granted, a lot of them are in that Sega Classics collection, but the ones that aren't are top-notch games, and this controller is, like, definitely a great way to play them. Now, am I going to say that this is the controller you need? No. The Pro controller works just as good. The, you know, those 8-bit DO controllers, like some, I forget who makes them, I think it's 8-bit DO. It has, like, a Sega controller for the Switch. Also works very, very good. But it's cool to have. It's cool to say that I now have a Nintendo branded Sega controller. Like, wow, you know, everyone thought that it was a big deal when Nintendo had Sonic games, and now it's like, you know, really just put that cigarette butt out in Sega's eye, why don't you? But hey, what do you guys think? You know, like I said, great controller, very cool, worth $50? Probably not, but you know what, it's neat to have. It's very nice quality, very good quality. Wish it was 6 button, but hey, that's just me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And yeah, I think that's probably going to be it for this one. That's going to do it for us today, guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't, please do. That would be extremely cool, because we're pretty close to 4,000. But hey, once again, guys, take it easy.